film is CATATONIA. It's my first short film that I've written and directed. It's a psychological thriller, has some sci-fi to it, has a few aspects to it, but it's basically about a psychologist who is trying to help a patient using an unconventional approach. I can say more, it's going to give it away. If you want me to give it away, I can give away more. Given, short films, it's hard to say as much as you can without giving stuff away. But yeah, there's some suspense to it, and there's some revealing at the end, for sure. But yeah, it's definitely a big passion of mine. It deals with mental health, for sure. And yeah, you want to add on anything to that?
I feel like if I add on more than that, it's definitely going to give it away. But it is very suspenseful. Like the whole time it's just going to have you at the edge of your seat, just like, all right, what, trying to figure out what's going on.
I wrote it, directed it, edited it, produced it. Yeah, kind of the whole thing of kind of just making it go. But it's such a collaborative work. I got my brothers to work with me on this. One of my brothers was DP, one was an actor, one did sound, and then my oldest brother's crew came along and helped. Definitely like a family environment. It felt like to help out with this one. So yeah, that was the main part of what I did.
Yeah, I was one of the supporting roles, and it was just amazing, like being a cast but working with that crew, like all the brothers, the family, like he was saying, I've known them for a while too, but I hadn't been part of as an actress of this huge production. It was so fun.
So we have a shot that is supposed to be a transition shot. Where we have two people sitting at a table, and the idea is for the camera to go over the table and up into a clock.
Yeah.
And the way that we did that was we had to move a table out of the way during the shot. And everything has to happen in a split second, but it was one of those just practical type movements with a steady cam that it was a lot of fun.
It was so fun. Everybody was in the room just trying to swiftly get the table out of the way and all the chairs out of the way. We did it so many times.
There's a good 6 or 7 of us just pulling chairs, pulling tables, and just all for a seamless shot.
Yeah.
And it took a good 15 tries or so, but
it was fun.
Yeah, that was one of the more fun type of shots that we did.
We were laughing so much.
Difficult, which is what I thought you were about to bring up, which I didn't know why, was we do have this tracking shot that's supposed to go into the eye of one of the characters, but it's a long shot and it's a manual focus, and we must have done that one a good 30 times to try to get it right. But it was so pivotal to the scene that I really wanted to just keep trying at it. And as a first director, I didn't know how to do anything different. I was like, I need the shot. Yeah. So we kept trying and trying. Finally, the last one, obviously, we ended up getting good enough, trying a little bit different ways. But that is something interesting when you got to know, do I scrap something or not? Do we move on? Am I wasting time? Those are things to learn on set for sure. I stuck with it, and I'm glad I did, but maybe in a future project, I would have realized that, I could do this a better way, a more efficient way. And that's also a good learning curve and experience. Inspiration, I've always been into film. I've worked on tons of short films, but we kind of took a break, the crew that I worked with. We hadn't done films in a little while, and then a good friend, J.R. Poley, who directed this short film called Marcus. I was on set for that, and it just inspired me to want to just go full into it and write my own and direct my own. So the inspiration right there to just create something, and I'm a psychology major, and again, mental health is huge for me, so it was pretty easy to go down that pathway of just diving into that world, and having the support system of knowing I have a crew that would be hopefully available, and luckily they were. I knew cast members that I could possibly work with. Having just an environment around me that I could utilize in a sense.
The pieces fall into place.
I felt confident and comfortable that I can do it then, and luckily everything worked out where everyone's schedule worked out, and so that was the inspiration. Was literally just being on set and saying I want this in my life and I need to do it. So in fall of 2017 is when I started writing it. We shot it in August in 2018. It was a 3-day shoot. Yeah, it's just 3 days, which is funny because and then the post-production was another few months. Like the shooting is always quick. it's the pre-production and the post-production.
3 long days.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 3 days straight. The first night of shooting, what could go wrong went wrong for just timing-wise. So I had to give everyone a day off the next day and then do 2 more days of shoot because it started with a night shoot and then it was 2 full day shoots. So I couldn't tell everybody, hey, stay until 2 a.m. and then we're going to go back 7 a.m. Like you have to make that choice. No, we're going to take the day off, gather ourselves. So, but in the end, it was 3 days of shooting and about like, I guess 2 years of kind of working at it for seemingly a 15-minute film, it's kind of crazy how much time you put in. You watch these films that are out here and you don't realize how much time is getting put in to these. A 10-minute short can take years to make. It really just depends. So you got to keep that in mind as an audience, I would say.
I think that, like, as an actor, a huge challenge is just being vulnerable to, like, putting yourself into this situation. And, like, with this one, since it is, like, very mental, to me it was just, like trying to do, like, that method acting and just, like, trying to just, like, feel this pain and like feel everything that my character was going through, and like being this caring person who's just like desperate to like do something to help, and just like feeling that for these 3 days, it was just like hard to like switch on and off.
It could be draining.
It could be draining. Yes, very much so. That was a big challenge for me. This is like my first big like professional production. I had a really good balance of like having fun on set, but also like focusing and like getting things done.
I think
that's why it was professional.
I think having fun probably came easy.
Yeah.
Where my main priority was I don't want to waste anyone's time. That was kind of like what kept in my mind was I don't want to waste anyone's time. I didn't know so much. Like there's so much I didn't know that I knew people around me knew, but it didn't matter because I'm just going to work hard and make sure I'm prepared as much as I can be so that I'm not wasting anyone's time. Like that. So I think that's where that vibe came in.
Like that, yeah.
Because the fun was easy. We're around people that we like.
That we know.
Everyone's vibing very nicely and we can have fun and joke. But I just wanted to make sure that we're not going to joke for 20 minutes and we could have done 2 scenes right there. Funny enough was the thing I didn't realize at first was how much of the visionary you want in the beginning. I knew that you need to have the vision. As I'm writing it, I could see it, but again, like I was saying with the editing, I didn't know what I can get away with. With directing, I don't know, like with filming, there was so much that I just felt inexperienced of like, can I get away with this? Can I get away with that? It was nice talking to the crew and say, hey, I was thinking about doing this shot. What did you think? And they would kind of walk me through it. So just being able to vision out every little scene, every little take, that it could save time rather than you set up and you're like, oh man, this is not what I thought it would be. And again, with the wasting time, like I didn't want to waste anyone's time, so I was trying to be prepared as much, but it was really hard for me to be a visionary on things that were just on paper with never doing it before. So yeah, being at the first film, like I had no idea what I could and couldn't do. So that was definitely one of the harder things. Also, just I planned on shooting it sequentially in order, and from the beginning it didn't go in order. I literally shot it completely backwards, just because of the way I had to do it, with the first night changing and everything and taking everything ended up shooting backwards. So making sure continuity is the same, making like all these little things that like you're not thinking of when I'm just writing a script, and so I learned so much with every day I was learning something. Every hour I was learning something on set. Most of the film is shot in one single room where I had this wallpaper set up around, but I didn't buy enough for the wallpaper, so it couldn't cover the entire room. So we had to shoot everything on one side. So we had to flip the camera and flip the tape, we had to flip everything and make sure that it didn't look like we flipped it, make it look like they're going back and forth at each other. So again, if I was doing it by myself, I would have messed up everything, I'm sure. Because, I get it, but it's still, you need a team around you that knows what they're doing, or at least are all trying to figure it out together. Yeah, so that, again, I'm so lucky that I had everybody that I had.
At that system.
For sure, yeah. So, it wasn't, I mean, it happened on set, but it's something I noticed. So, we filmed in an office building. What, you have something? Okay. Do you want to, all right, I'll do mine first, but don't forget that. So, we filmed in an office building that's practically abandoned. There was like 1 or 2 people on the same floor, not much. But there's always people walking up and down for some reason. There's deliveries, like, you know, when you're on set, as soon as you say action, that's when airplanes go by. Like, everything happens as soon as you say action.
Yeah.
So, my brother Nick would, we'd have to stop and hold while there's sounds going on. And he would, one time he was like yelling, like he would just do things to the people, he'd yell at things. And I ended up using outtakes in the film more than I actually was using the stuff, just because it looked so good and it felt authentic and stuff. So that, to me, that's crazy that, like, I'm using stuff that's not part of, in between action and cut. I'm using the stuff that's raw, and it fit as even better than what I could imagine. So to me, that's one of the crazier things that happened.
I believe that I didn't like remember it until right now. But so like he was saying, we filmed in an office building, and lots of times we were filming like after hours when like the building was already locked, and the script supervisor and I don't even know why we were outside, but we went outside, got locked out. We both left our phones inside. So
actually, I do know this.
You do know this, yeah. So we ended up climbing.
They climbed the office building.
We
climbed. And we were, what, 3 floors up?
It was 3 floors up. So I'm like super afraid of heights. So we climbed, like there was, like, you know, office buildings have like the signs of like what's inside. We climbed that sign, and then there was like a small ledge, and I just climbed that sign, and I was already like on the verge of tears from fear. And she got on that ledge, and she got to like these like barbed wires or whatever it was. And then she was just like climbing the edge of a building.
Yes, I knew about this after the fact, because I would never put my crew in danger like this. Yeah, I had no idea that happened until, actually, I think I was walking in the hallway and I see them knocking on the window, like outside on the 3rd floor. I'm like, what is going on? And I let them in, they tell me what just happened. And yeah, so, I don't know.
It was crazy.
Yeah, the office building we filmed at had an automatic locked door if you were to leave. So, and I think it was starting to get late or something.
It was starting to get late.
They didn't want to get stuck out
there. There was like cars honking at her, like, what are you doing?
It was in Miami, like. Miami. We were in Miami, if you want. That makes any sense.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I forgot about that story. Yeah. I'm glad you guys are okay. Well, for anyone who sees it, thank you for just taking the time to see it. That, you know, that right there is why, you know, I make something that I really enjoy for me, but if somebody else enjoys it too, that's like the bonus, you know, always. Even if they're like, man, like, they're talking about it in a negative way, but they keep talking about it and they keep thinking about it, like, all right, cool. There's passion, good or bad.
They're talking about it.
Yeah, there's passion, good or bad about it, then that's awesome, you know? Like, just, it made an effect on you in one way or another. So yeah, I just hope people enjoy it. I mean, I would rather the good, but if it's bad, whatever. You know, talk to me about it. Tell me what I can do to improve. That's always, you know, what it is. And I'm glad I can be a part of festivals and just meet other filmmakers. So yeah, I'm very happy